few things that are going on in the events right now. Clan games are coming up in the next 12 hours. We're going to touch on a couple of our wars that we've had the last couple wars. We're currently searching for one now. Like I said, there's a couple events. Clan games are coming up, and Darian apparently is doing a Q&A in the forums next week, so maybe we will talk a little bit about that, maybe some questions that we might want to ask him. And I don't have a Can't Fix Stupid, but I'm sure SK will come through again with another Can't Fix Stupid for us at the end. And
you can't remember the other thing that I said, huh? You can't remember the other thing that I just said prior to me saying.
I can. What was the other one?
I said we could give an update on our experiment.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, that was literally like 10 seconds before I actually just hit record there.
I got distracted. Okay, so what do you want to start with?
Well, why don't we start with our wars, seeing as we just finished one and we are starting our search for the next one?
Okay, well, 2 wars ago, we ended up matching not a very heavily engineered, but an engineered clan. They had a Town Hall 13 at the top, a 12, a bunch of 11s, and a bunch of 10s. They outmatched us in the 10s and 11s. And they were not developed defensively.
They were at Town Hall 13 and 12, though, so defensively, top 2 were defensively maxed.
Yeah, but they had one engineered 11 that was offensively able to crush any of our 10s and below, and it wasn't. He didn't even have like Town Hall 8 stuff. So there was that. Their 10s didn't have infernos. Like it was bad. And after your attack, we kind of,
Shall we just say though that they did have they were clearly engineered, and
they were definitely engineered. They had a 20-win war streak. And so we knew that it was going to be tough. We knew that we had to be, clearing bases and whatnot. And I knew that the 10s and the 9s were what was going to give us trouble.
Yeah, and I think we should also just explain why we don't like or agree with engineered clans. Because, some people do choose to go down that route. It's not, not allowed.
Because they're not good enough to just face people straight up.
Yeah, I mean, I think it boils down to the fact that an engineered clan is doing bullying attacks on Town Hall floors. But for me, with you and I being near the top, the key component, it does mean though that there's more hits available to hit the top town halls.
Yeah.
Because we, it's all very well being able to clear the bottom or the middle, but you need to still, obviously, with the way that our wars are, being a mixed town hall clan, stars count and percentage counts as well. So the fact that they have more tries, and sometimes with engineer clans it's all down to 2 or 3 players and they have multiple accounts, so they know where to scout, they know what they're doing, setting themselves up for the main hit. Whereas on our side, because we are not engineered, we only really ever get at most 1, possibly 2 scouts, but that's more, there's less scouting and possibly maybe only 1 backup attack. Whereas the engineered side will have, multiple chances to get it wrong or get it right.
Right.
So that's why we don't like engineered clans, because it's not entirely, a like for like match.
It's not fair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could argue for days, as we have done, with some people that have somehow managed to get in the clan and they're engineering. They will argue for days that it is fair because you could have done the same thing. It's a route that you could have chosen. It's not against the terms and conditions and whatnot. Much like, spying in clan wars is, it's not allowed. It's just not fair play, and it's not. I mean, people might say all's fair in war, and that in real life, people would be spying in war, but it is still a game, and we want to play it on an even competitive ground.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So, you were saying?
So we ended up right at the beginning of war having a little bit of a disadvantage. We flopped on one attack by a little bit.
Yeah, I noticed you were straight to point out that, just because I hit early after you gave me grief for not hitting early, I hit early, and you kind of wished I hadn't.
Yeah, it was that attack, and we had both of our 10s failed on their bases, the 9s failed on their bases. Like it wasn't just one attack. Like it was where I knew we needed to clear the bases. Like I said, the 10s and the 9s to make sure that they held their own, and it was tough in there, and we weren't clearing them. And so after seeing that, and then your attack as well, it was like, oh no, like we're really in trouble. But then, luckily, we got a defense on my base, a big defense on your base.
I think it was a 1-star, wasn't it?
Their 20-win war streak is no more because we ended up coming out with the win. We beat them 43-42. You're 95% 2-star on number 2, and then a 99% 1-star on number 1 with Queen Charge Quad Quake. Oh yeah, winning us the war. So it was
it's the defensively maxed both of those accounts. The Title 13 was defensively maxed.
And then too, just stuff. I mean, it seems like when things go wrong in our wars, they all go wrong at the same time because our Town Hall 11 didn't read the updated mail that I said, don't hit this base, hit this other one. Our 10 did the same thing. I said, don't hit this base because I need you lower. And he still hit, it was a bunch of things where we very well could have given them back that war, but we didn't. So we ended up taking away their 20-win war streak. And then this last war, we were up against
just before we go on to the last war, I just want to say that, you and I, it's like you said, you kind of wish I hadn't attacked early because you kind of like to have hope. that was your motivational speech to me.
Yeah.
That I killed all hope.
No, but it's to have that hope at the end, you've got that adrenaline going, but when, things
I don't like that.
At the beginning, it's hard to pick your momentum back up.
Well, yes, that's true. Yeah. It did knock us a little bit. And to be fair, our clan sucked it up and got ourselves together, and it was nice to wake up to a much cleared board than I was expecting when I went to bed the night before. So, and I guess that's why we are, we've been told that we are so harsh on new recruits and new joiners. But it's for instances like this that we know that they're capable of holding their own. Okay, we don't expect you to, consistent, 3-star every single war, but to have the potential when we need it is the whole point of our recruitment process.
Right.
And it's instances like this war that shows how that's paying off. Because I think you and I definitely thought, well, that's it. Now we have to wait, 23 hours until the next war?
I definitely definitely did.
After seeing my attack.
Yeah. Well, because it was a base 2 where I wasn't sure that I could 3-star it. And then I went in with my attack without any freaking wall breakers. So right then and there...
Did you not check the check sign, the check screen?
I had them. I don't know where the heck they ended up. I think it was because...
Did you donate to someone?
it was because I usually use my preset army, and I usually wing that one up, but I used the same army from my attack on the Town Hall 11, which I didn't use wall breakers for because I didn't need. So I hit the wrong cook army button, and that's how I ended up with no wall breakers. Well, and so after that, it was downhill from there.
Yeah, and pretty much wall breaker fails are the worst thing because they are at the beginning of an attack.
Well, I didn't even have wall breaker fail because I didn't have any.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, then we ended up with another war, our last war. It was it looked like a mini clan. I didn't find their main clan though. I was kind of looking for it. It was a Town Hall 5, it was a level 5 clan. They weren't engineered. They did have an extra, I think, 10 or 11. But we ended up, they were on a 10-win war streak as well, and we ended up stomping that one because our Town Hall 11 defended their Town Hall 12. So our number 3 defended their number 2. We were getting quite a few defenses from them hitting down. Our second Town Hall 9 in the map from the top defended a Town Hall 10. Our Town Hall 10 defended one of their 11s. Our 11 defended a 12. So that's kind of where, we look to those people, getting defenses like that because it helps when they have to dip down like that and they're, failing. That means that someone else is having to dip down as well. So
yeah,
we ended up beating them and finishing off the streak and.
They had a 10 war win streak, didn't they?
Yep, they were on 10. Yeah.
So and they did win those ones fairly, I'm sure.
Yeah, these guys weren't engineered. It was just they had an extra 9 or 10 or 11 in there. I can't remember which one. But yeah.
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 But I mean, I think that showcases again how important defense, building a base defensively, caring about how your base looks in war, should be equally, if not more important than actually being able to attack with the best troops you have. That we've had a few wars where we've squeaked out a win just purely on percentage defense.
Yeah.
But yeah. So those were 2 good wars that I thought we might not have won. So.
I was worried. I was thinking, oh my goodness. I mean, for the longest time, we were quite a bit of green in our war log, and I'm like, oh man, now we're going to be starting to add more red ones. But we lucked out, and 2 more green ones added, and soon we'll be pushing out some of the red ones near the bottom, and yeah.
Yeah, but they're quite far away from the bottom.
Well, on our way to 600 wins. That's what we're doing. On our way to 600 wins.
How many wins do we have?
569.
Oh, so months.
I'd like to get 700 before we get to 250.
What do you mean?
I'd like to get to 700 wins before we get to 250 losses.
Oh, okay. Well, don't jinx us.
Well, 208 more wars.
Yeah. So over a year.
Yeah.
Can't believe I've been playing this game for more than a year, Jen.
So,
Good grief.
we've got clan games coming up. They sent out the rewards. What did you think about the rewards?
I haven't looked at them very much yet, but I am assuming it's because it's their birthday celebrations that this is the reason why it's a particularly big one, as they say. So, you always ask me this, but I'm max now, so they're all just gems to me. I even have the book of everything from what was it, the season pass.
Yeah.
So for me they're just all gems. I mean there is more levels in this clan game. So there's up to 7 tiers. Normally it's up to 5. Is that right?
Yeah. No, usually it's
6 tiers. All right. So there's an extra tier. But then that also does mean that we need more clan points for it. So instead of the 13, it's the 17, is it?
They should be upping the max points per player by 1,000.
But I think people have complained in the past that 4,000 is a grind.
Really?
Yeah. There are people that are, 4,000 is a lot to do. I think particularly for people maybe up in Legends or something like that. Or, people that just aren't very active. But then, you don't need... If the rewards are good, then it is not unreasonable that you're going to have to work for them.
Exactly.
But, I mean, between you and I, what's the quickest clan games we've ever done? So we've maxed out 4,000 points in, under an hour?
Oh, yeah, definitely under an hour, like 52 minutes or something like that.
I think I hold the record in the clan.
Yeah, I think you do.
So,
we should probably have a repeat sometime.
Oh, yeah. I'm up for it. I'll beat you again, Jen.
We can do it tomorrow. I mean,
Well,
you're probably tomorrow, though.
We'll have to coordinate a time, though. You can't sneak out a couple of challenges. Because sometimes I wake up and you've taken a few.
I'm probably sneaking out like the 35s or something like that, because remember we stop at like 3,800 or 3,850 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, okay, so if you want to race again, then if there is a 35, then by all means take it, but don't take anything else.
No, I wouldn't. It would just be 35s.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm totally up for another ass whipping, namely yours. Is this where you and I start frantically dropping trophies and build a base?
Maybe in 12 hours I'll be up, who knows?
Aye, because you're on holiday, aren't you? But again, it doesn't matter as long as you start at the same time.
Yeah.
So, you can lie in if you want. But what do you think about the rewards?
I have them all as well. I got the book of everything from the season pass. It would be nice to get that last year because that's 150 gems that I definitely could use after I accidentally bought that $250 week shield. So those gems would be nice if we could get that last year. But we're going to have to do some serious recruiting because the Town Hall 9s that we've been recruiting, we've gotten...
Well, we can talk about that in a minute. We'll just say that because we need more people more people need to max to get the full tier, then we're going to have to maybe rethink a couple of things. But what I wanted to sort of ask you now that I'm looking at the rewards is, I can understand why, but it's like, people have been for ages complaining that there's not been a book of everything for ages, right? And now suddenly they're like buses and two come along one after another.
Yeah, I don't like that. I wish they wouldn't have put one in the season pass.
I mean, okay, maybe the people that don't buy the season pass, this is good for them because they can always just, this will be their opportunity to get one of.
But they can tell how many people buy the season pass, and for them to put in both, it's just, yeah, I don't know.
But
I don't like.
I'm also.
They're going to be maxing out even quicker now because there's 2 books of everything that they can get, and then all they're going to be doing is complaining, "Where's Town Hall 14? Where's Town Hall 14?" And I mean, that's still 5-6 months away.
If even.
Exactly.
But I'm not bothered about the next town hall. It's more about the lower town halls there. Oh, I've got a book of everything. I'm going to use it on my town hall. So, but also, my opinion of the book of everything, like, clearly it is more rare, right? It clearly does not get offered as often as perhaps any other spell book, and yet it's only worth the same amount of gems, so when you sell it,
yeah,
it should be. I mean, I'm not asking for a lot, but I do think that it should be maybe like, what, 5 more gems or something. There should be some sort of acknowledgement that that is actually a rarer book. Right, because right now that could mean, like, it doesn't matter to me whether I get the book of building or the book of everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and well, but then my question then is, in the trader, does it cost the same, or is the book of everything more expensive?
You can't get a book of everything in the trader. It never comes up.
There you go. Hence the rarity, and yet you sell it for 50 gems, and it's the same as any other tat. But you know, it's the same as with those shovels, isn't it? Like, a shovel costs like 500 gems or something like that. But yeah, so I'm not fussed. I'm more concerned that they're starting, the clan games are starting, and that means we're gonna get a whole load of moochers again. And I think that probably leads us into, you know, an update in terms of our Town Hall 9 experiment. Because... Sorry, were you going to say something? No. Okay. So, with clan games coming, I think I've said this before, that I don't particularly enjoy recruiting during clan games because, you know, even today I've been seeing, you know, with people joining, and without even saying hello, the first thing they say is, "Do you guys do clan games?" So, you know, clearly that guy would have been a mitcher. So if that's already starting, I can only imagine what it's going to be like when the games actually start. So
because this is a big one, I would just be like, okay, yay, they're helping.
But you said, you were adamantly saying that no mitching, because, you know, we all work hard. I mean, we can't catch them all, obviously, like Pokemon. But I am not in favour of actively encouraging it just to match out clan games. I do think that we have the capability to max them out because, like I said, well, for me, it doesn't make a difference. I would like to max them out because I know that you do still get clan XP as well, and that's important. But the people that want it should also work for it. But I guess for Town Hall, if just to remind others that last time we were talking about having an experiment for science in terms of recruiting, and I've always said that I always like to recruit the lower town halls because they're not set in their ways, so they're a little bit more open to, you know, advice. Whereas the higher town halls are a bit more established. They think that because they got all their war stars as the Town Hall 7, that they're amazing at Town Hall 9. And don't need to prove themselves. So
stubborn.
and unfortunately, I am of the belief that rises exponentially as the town halls go up. Um, so we were having an experiment, starting with town hall nines, and to see actually whether that is true. So you and I had agreed to recruit solely town hall nines and sort of have a friendly wager to sort of see how many would survive the process. And then at the end of the experiment, we would stick to our usual lower town halls and actually use that to compare whether that number is higher or lower. Just so that we know whether we are being unfair to the higher town halls or not. And, with this small sample set, we can sort of adjust our negative bias to those town halls. But with Clan Games starting, it does throw a spanner into our works, because currently we're having more success with our lower town halls. Our town hall nines have not shown. They're still. I mean, what the current total of people that have survived so far is one.
Is what?
One. I'll just say that I got, but it's one. But we haven't had difficulty getting them in the door. It's just.
No, over the last. I mean, since we did the last episode, so the last 5 days, I bet you we've kicked probably 40 people each day. At least 40 people each day.
Mm-hmm.
It's no problem getting them in. It's getting them to do the crap that they need to do.
or actually have a conversation and not bugger off as soon as you join. Yeah. Or never come back again. So yeah, it's been enlightening in that I didn't expect that many town hall nights to join, so that was new for me to learn. I'm not surprised that it's not been great numbers getting through, but one is a little sad, isn't it? I know we've had we wrote down what our guesses were, but what I proposed just with Clan Games coming up, is that we go back to our recruiting as we normally do, but we also still recruit those nines. I know you did before, but I did not. I stopped at 8s. But I'm okay with, I think we continue the experiment, but we can just throw some 8s and 7s in there as well. Why not? It doesn't take a place of a town hall 9 that could have come in. So we can continue. Are you in favour then of continuing the experiment, but we'll just add in the 8s and the 7s in the case that we're able to find some good lower town halls that can then help us with Clan Games and Wars?
Well, I absolutely, I think so, because right now I think we're down to 15 members.
Well, if you would just stop kicking them.
Well, if they would just get their crap together.
I did warn you that I can't backfill faster than you can kick.
No.
So, yeah, so I guess, so we're gonna extend it for another week, and then hopefully can get more than one. I was gonna say double digits, but double the digit that we currently have for 1009s, but also, yeah, I mean, and I think that's fair and probably something that we should have thought of last time. I think, when we go to 10L10, we did the experiment for 10L10s, then again, we can just keep adding 10L10s, but not 9s.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just because, I mean, again, that even if we did take 10L9s, it's just the effort to when the 10L9s join, it's not worth the effort if we're trying to find 10L10s. As demonstrated by the sheer volume of people that we've had to kick. You know, I think you and I, we're not fans of having to do it, but we have to tell people and give them fair warning that, you know, there's a time limit in terms of how long you can be in the clan if you don't do anything. And that list gets so long if you just keep inviting crap tons of people that are, you know, not worthy to stay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what have your thoughts been so far about the experiment?
It's been quite depressing. Just seeing how many come in, how many have potential, but just don't do anything.
Mm-hmm. But, like, in terms of the quality of people.
Well, like they don't. I don't even have anything to say because they don't even do anything. Like they come into the clan, you tell them what they need to do, they leave, and they don't come back. Or they come in, they say hello, they ask for troops, they get kicked. Like it's just. I don't know. Like I don't know if it's just been a bad week of stupid people or what.
Well, I don't know. I mean, when we've been recruiting, you know, the times that you and I have been recruiting 10 Hall 9s, because I know that I say I solely recruit 10 Hall 8s, but sometimes I get 10 Hall 9s and I win. But you know, in previous months and, you know, before our experiment, some of them have actually, you know, showed potential. Some of them have actually made it into, okay, we'll add you to war. And even if they don't make it through war, they've actually still made it to be eligible for war. Whereas the people that we've been getting are just not eligible for anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you can't even say anything because over half of them don't even show up. They won't even show you how they attack with a farming army, let alone the war army that we want to see. So how can you judge anything when they're just absent? I mean, I think there was like one or two people that, you know, they showed one replay and then just disappeared. And like, how can you do anything with that? They have to be active in the clan. Like, you have to be able to read mail and read what's going on in the clan if you want to stay.
Yep, I agree. Definitely. Yeah.
I mean, in terms of that, when you've got, you know, 15 people joining, you know, within a couple hours, and they join, they say hello, you tell them what they need to do, and they bugger off, like, there's not much more you can say about them.
Yeah, and yeah. So it has been rather
I mean, just look at how many people have joined in the last 2 hours here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In the last 2 hours, 10 have joined, and one person, 2 people, have shown one replay, none of which is what we asked for. So, where do you think those other 8 people have gone?
I don't know.
Two of them were kicked, and the other ones just took off, and that's just what it is. That's what it is every day. So I mean, 10 people every 2 hours. Do the math. That's how many people have been coming in, and if you get 1 or 2 out of those 10, like that's a horrible percentage. Horrible. I mean, this isn't even people that are making it in the clan. This is just people
joining
or showing something. Like,
well, the sheer amount of people that come in, don't say anything, and want troops, or the sheer amount of people that come in, tell us.
There's more people doing that, coming in, requesting for troops right away, not even saying hello, than there is doing what we need, and that is sad.
Well,
that is sad.
that is sad, but also what's sad is the equivalent sheer number of people that come in tell us that they understand how our clan works and then proceed to do the opposite. And what's worse, you ask them about it just to understand maybe we misunderstood something somewhere and they don't have a blooming clue. You know, and I do think maybe we need to change our approach. You know, I'm feeling like, you know, so when they come in, I'm like, hey, have you, you know, had a look around? Have you read a clan description? Do you know how, what, you know, have you noticed that there's the war label only in our clan? You know, things like that. But I'm thinking, I'm gonna might switch it up and.
Oh, I don't want to have that conversation with them. I have my set thing. This is what I say to them.
No. So that's what I do. Yeah, that's what I do, right? That's what I do. But I'm thinking I need to switch that up. And I think we need to go the opposite way around and ask the negative of it. Because I think a lot of people who are, you know, no fault of their own, not good at English, right? They've joined a clan that's an English clan and they feel like maybe I can still be in this clan. I don't know why you would want to, but they're thinking maybe I can still be in this clan and I'll just say yes to everything and agree to everything. So I think we need to flip it around and say, you know, you haven't read clan description, have you? And then they'll say yes, and then it's like, boom, out, you know, and you don't have to go through the palaver of, are you sure you understand what we've said? And they're like, yes. And then they show you a replay using goblins or something like that. So I think we need to mix it up because we do get a lot of people that join that don't speak English very well, if at all. And we are not against people that don't speak English, but you have to be able to communicate with us, okay? If you can, you have to have some basic understanding. And you know, I can understand someone who's playing the game might want to join another clan where it's not their natural language because they might want to improve their language skills, right? You know, for example, if you and I were trying to learn Spanish or something like that, and we had a basic understanding, I might go and join a Spanish clan so that I can try and converse to people in Spanish.
I would join the French clans because they're good.
But you know that's the idea where I'm coming from, okay, and that's why I like to give them the benefit of the doubt. But sometimes it's just like you're just not even understanding anything. You need vowels. That's what I will say. You need vowels.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, it's trying to find those needle in the haystack people that, okay, yeah, maybe you don't speak English fluently, but you're still able to be part of the clan. But they are very much needle in haystacks there.
Totally agree.
Sorry, I've gone on a slight rant there. So what were you saying? Sorry.
No, I didn't have much to say because, like I said, we've gotten a bunch of Town Hall 9s. They come in and they do nothing. So what can you say about them other than that?
Yeah, I mean, let's be fair and say it's not just Town Hall 9s. Town Hall 8s and 7s have done that. But
right now it is.
But right now it is. Yes, right now it is. But it's depressing to see.
It's easier as well to help a Town Hall 7 or a Town Hall 8 when it's like, oh, well, what army do I use? Because obviously there's less troops to choose from. When you get into Town Hall 9, there's so many different combos. You get baby dragons, you get witches, you get hounds. Like, that's 3 troops just right there that can be put in their own army.
But then hybrid combinations.
Exactly. And I mean, that's not to mention all the Town Hall H armies that you can have. So, I mean, just like you're getting, with those 3 new Town Hall 9 troops, that's at least 3 new armies that you're able to learn. So trying to help a Town Hall 9 figure out what army's going to be good for them, it's just like, well, where do you even start? Like, you got to show me what you're good at. You've got to show me something so I know,
Bring something to the table.
They can't do that. It's just like,
well,
it's so much with a Town Hall 9. At least with a Town Hall 8, you can say, Town Hall 8, you're still using dragons. So dragons is one of your go-tos. Hogs is another one, or Govate, or like golems, P.E.K.K.A.s, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it for Town Hall 8. I mean, you can start using Valks, but I mean, they're only going to be level 2, so they're not going to be that strong. Town Hall 7, you've got Hogs and Dragons. So
but
to help
they
out
seem to
those
forget
ones,
that they still need to actually get in the base. I've seen a lot of attacks with no wall breakers or quakes or jumps.
Yeah.
But like just today, I was like a little bit annoyed by the Town Hall 9 that joined, and he's like, I'm still trying to work out what's good and what's not, right? But what annoyed me was he was clearly watching me do my war attack, right? So, but then I come out my war attack, and then he asks that question, what kind of composition should I use for Town Hall 9s? Can you recommend any good ones? So I'm like, okay, you were clearly watching me attack in my war attack, and yet you weren't able to take that additional little step and thinking, actually, there's Town Hall 9s in here in this war who have attacked, and look at the 3-stars. Maybe I could also watch those replays too and find out what combinations our Town Hall uses, our Town Hall 9 uses.
Well, are just lazy. They want all the work done for them. They don't want to put in the work. They want to be awesome right away, and they want to be in a good clan because they want the loot.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you're much nicer than I am, particularly when people ask for combinations, because you will specify, you need to take this amount of troops and this amount of troops and blah, right, numbered. And I'm like, nah, I don't remember. It's like 4 Town Halls ago. I didn't even have half the troops you had back then.
It's easier for me because I have a lower Town Hall like that, so it's easy to just, okay, yeah, it was this and this and this.
But for me, I'm like, okay, well, practice, because there is no magic formula, okay? Depending on how you attack, you might want extra wizards, or you might actually be amazing at wall breakers and actually need to take less than the average Joe. So there is no. I mean, the numbers you're giving give, a decent probability it's gonna work well for an average player, but that. Shows you're not an average player. Shows that bases look different, and you've adjusted your army, and don't just use that combination for every single replay that you're trying to share with us that's failing.
Well, we can't just give the 9s grief, because our Town Hall 10 that came back is kind of the same way. It's like, well, what army should I use? And I give her the army because that worked for me, and then that's all she uses. And it's just like, well, why didn't she take this instead of this? Because there's this, defense over here where she could have taken a baby dragon instead of all those wizards. But just doesn't clue in, maybe I should, adjust my army.
Yeah. And I think that's why dragons worked for her, because it's a solo troop. Yes, you're putting loons in there, but your brunt of your army is still dragons, let's just be honest. So I think that's her mindset, in that back in the lower Town Halls, you didn't need to adjust your army as much, but with the higher Town Halls, there's a lot more combinations on how bases can be built, and there's a lot more finesse to attacking, and that's what makes the game as engaging as it is. Particularly, you can see with the pro players that it's the sheer variance of combinations, and you don't see people coming in with exactly the same numbers. Yes, this clan might be using a Yeti Bobat or something like that. I don't even know if that's something. But then, like, the next, the other clan, or, few hits later, another player is using Yeti Bobat, but they don't take the exact same combination. You'll notice that, they've swapped out their siege machines, or they're taking wall breakers or what have you. So yes, there is a meta, but it's not a standard cookie cutter meta.
You have to fit the meta to the base.
Exactly. And we aren't to that level, so for me, I'm happy if you try something and try to change things. If it doesn't work, that's fine, and if you don't try and change things every single attack, that's also fine. But to actually just maybe have a little think, that's all we want, for you to have a little think. Or maybe even if you just said in chat and then just still end up with the same thing, that's okay, because it just shows that you're actually still thinking about improving, about refining your attacks. So, okay. So that's our experiment update. What was the other thing that we were going to talk about? Or have you forgotten already, Jen?
The forum, Darian?
Oh, yes. So I think it was posted on the forums that there was going to be a Ask Me Anything with Darian on the forums. It was supposed to be today, I think. But something happened and Darian was called away, so it's been postponed to next Friday, the 28th.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how the format's going to work, because obviously a forum is a bit, it's rigid in its structure. I don't know how it's going to work, but I think it is good though, because that he's trying to do something with the forum, because when he's done them on like Reddit forums and things like that, I find it really hard to read because there's I think it just doesn't work very logically for me. I'm not used to it. I prefer reading things on the forum. But I think it's good that he is trying to engage with the the players, and it's definitely something. When he came on to the role, definitely made an impact in terms of Supercell engaging with its players. But yeah, so that's happening. It'll probably happen when you're asleep, because or just waking up, because obviously he's in Helsinki time. But it coincides quite nicely for when I clock off at work. So, but yeah, would there be anything that you would ask?
I would want to know why they can't, when you're deploying troops, why, if you're out of that troop, can't it just disappear off of your line so you don't have to roll back and forth all the time? I would want to know why it's not possible to do something like that. That would be my question.
Okay. I think my question would be, that would be a good one to say, but they'd probably say something like, oh, it's too complicated, or, what have you. I don't know why. I don't know what bad thing could happen in the game if you had it that way. I don't see it would encourage foul play or something like that. So the only reason why I think they haven't done something like that is that it's actually quite complicated to code up or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
But because you're not the only one that's ever suggested that, it seems like it's the most natural kind of solution to forgetting actually you had an extra raise spell, or forgetting you actually had an extra troop that could have got you the star. I know they tried to fix it in the past by having the layered, is it the layered scroll? I don't have it on, because it takes up too much screen space, and I like to see as much as I can see. So that was their solution. I don't think it's great. Not everyone has an iPad Pro with a huge, screen.
Exactly.
And some people do prepare to attack on a phone. You can see it when they're doing their streams and stuff. Some of them do like to hit with their phone, and to have 2 rows is just,
That's me.
It's just too much space. It's nearly a third of your screen, or a quarter of your screen. But in terms of what I'd ask, I don't know what I would ask, and I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna think about it, because I want to ask, right? But we've griped about a lot of stuff. We've talked about support and how volatile in their responses they have been. We've talked about why can't you blacklist some players so that you never have to hear from them again, so that they don't end up aggravating your clan. We've talked about things like I don't even know now. Making the clan description space bigger. Or doing the whole why do I have to download a different keyboard just to be able to edit something in the clan description without having to scroll back again. Just you can't just tap on the space that you want to edit. We've talked about why do I have to wait an hour just to send another clan mail? Why, okay, maybe that prevents spamming, but why can't I, in special cases, just gem the time like I can gem most things? So I mean, at least that would cost the spammer gems. Because sometimes with our wars, because we don't use a third party app or any kind of communications with that, we need to send clan mails, and sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes we send empty clan mails because we've accidentally typed, pressed send before we've actually typed anything.
Yeah.
And there you go, gotta wait a whole nother hour. So, there's a lot of things that we've talked about in the past, but I feel like I think I would be happy if you answered any one of those that I mentioned there. But I'm gonna have a think about it. I don't know when, but have it turning in the background to say, okay, well, if I had to ask one question, what would it be? Just because
that blacklisting people, that if you kick somebody, why can't you ban them permanently yourself from the clan? Just I think that would be my question over the scrolling thing. Just because I've had people come back and irritate us and irritate me, and it's just to be able to get rid of that person easily by just banning that single person rather than having to do what I've done, I would rather do that. Because the way that I've done it now, no one in my clan can now friend request me because it's all full up, because I don't want that idiot being able to do it again. So
yeah, I completely agree, but I do also feel like Darian would be diplomatic and have to say something like, okay, how would that be abused? You could get a rogue elder or co-person blacklisting your good players after kicking them out. Because you do get people coming on and complaining that, oh, I woke up and my clan was empty, somebody must have kicked them all. It's because you promoted somebody to code that shouldn't have been. So I do feel like that's something that Darian would say in response to that question.
Well, but I think too, though, that banning a certain member, you should be able to do it. It's different if you're kicking somebody than it is from somebody requesting to be your friend. You should be able to block somebody from, this person, decline this person from accepting their clan or their friend request, decline forever.
All right, so you're talking mainly just on your friend request, so they can still try and come into the clan by requesting to join.
No, but then there would be, they could add something like that, like decline forever, or just decline, decline
but again,
them now and then decline them forever. But
what
then
if you have a rogue co? What if you have a rogue co leader that, declined forever somebody that actually we didn't,
No, but it would just be for that single person. Say, a guy named Jack kept on friend requesting me, personally, and I didn't want to be his friend, so I could decline him forever. But that doesn't stop him from joining the clan. It doesn't stop him from friend requesting you. It declined him from friend requesting me, because I've declined him forever.
Right. So you do mean solely on a friend basis.
Well, for that, but then too as well, if someone is in the clan, I think not even co's, I think it should be up to the leader. Okay, this person is being toxic, he gets banned permanently. The leader and only the leader.
And that would work, I guess. I mean, you get people that are poor leaders, but...
That way you get around, co's just going rogue and kicking whoever. And I mean, if the leader isn't on at the time that, so-and-so is doing whatever, then you just give the leader, like, you catch the clan tag, or the tag of the person, and you say, okay, this person was the one being toxic, and the leader can go and ban him, or whatever.
Yep. I would be okay with that. I don't... you have to empower the people. You have to empower clan leaders to be able to solve some of the problems.
Exactly. Right now, there's none.
Yeah. Okay. We're coming up to 56 minutes now. Was there anything else you wanted to add on Darian's AMA, even though it's not actually happened yet? We just like to have a rant, don't we? Okay, so anything else before we go to I Can't Fix Stupid?
No.
Okay, so I think I've mentioned it to you, but I don't think I actually mentioned it on the podcast. So, because we've been doing Town Hall 9s, there hasn't been too much stupid, apart from the obvious. But so this was about the Town Hall 7 that joined, and I was like, okay, show us what you can do. And he was like, but oh no, he was a Town Hall 8, a new Town Hall 8, and we asked him to, show that he could actually hold his own no more. And he's like, but I'm a new Town Hall 8. And we said, and we have had Town Hall 7s that can 3-star Town Hall 8s, like max Town Hall 8s, right? But he didn't believe me. He's like, that's impossible. There's no way that a max Town Hall 7 can do that at all. That's not even a possible. It's just not even a possibility in his head. And he was like, and I was like, but I've seen it. These people are still in the clan, and they can tell you, and it's not just me. This has happened. It's happened in war attacks as well. Fully fledged max Town Hall 8s, war bases. Some of our Town Hall 7s have the skill to 3-star. Obviously you get a little bit of luck, but clearly there's some skill there. But clearly it is actually possible. And he was a Town Hall 8. He was a newer Town Hall 8. It wasn't straight off, but he had all the army camps. He had level 3 dragons. So, he already has more dragons than a Town Hall 7, and an extra level to those dragons, and the rage spell. So he was already having such an advantage over Town Hall 7s, and I'm trying to tell him, it's you have it in you to 3-star Town Hall 8, but you don't believe me when I say that Town Hall 7s can do it, and so can you. And the Can't Fix Stupid point of this was, he ended up saying, no, it's not possible, and I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to make dragons, and I'll show you that it's impossible. And I was like, wait a minute, is he going to make dragons and then hit a max 10 Hall 8 and fail and say, actually, see, I told you it's not possible? And I was like trying to figure it out. It's like, how is him showing me that he sucks at attacking proves the fact that 10 Hall 7s can never 3-star a max 10 Hall 8? I was like, I don't understand. I can't convince you otherwise.
No.
Did I miss a trick there? But him, I don't know. But he was adamant, and he was going to show me proof, that it was impossible. And I was like, I don't think that that's actually proof of actually disproving what I'm saying. I think it's proving that you're not fit for this clan more than anything else. And, even on his way out the door, he was still saying this. You're all crazy. It'll never happen. I've never seen it happen. It's impossible. You all suck. Bye-bye. As we were kicking him or he left, I can't remember which.
How many people have we had that have Town Hall 11 or Town Hall 12 accounts or Town Hall 10 accounts? And, we ask them as a Town Hall 7, because that's what they have in the clan. We say we've got Town Hall 7s that can do this against the max Town Hall 8. And they're like, no way, no way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, you've got a Town Hall 12 and an 11 and you don't know how, possible it is for a 7 to do this?
Yeah.
Like, just because they think they're the shit and they can't do it themselves, no one else can do it.
Because their validation to us as a Town Hall 8 is, I've got a max Town Hall 13. So I'm like, so it should be easy for you because you've been through all the Town Halls. And, I would say that it's not just one particular Town Hall 7 is an amazing attacker. It's several people, right? It's not a one-off. It's not one person. It's different accounts, different bases. So
it's different Town Hall levels too. Like, I'm sure that they, if we said, we've got a Town Hall 8 that can take out mid Town Hall 9s, they wouldn't believe that either. Or a Town Hall 9 that can take out max Town Hall 10s, because we've had that as well in war.
Granted, I will caveat and understand that it is the possibility of it gets increasingly smaller and harder to do so as you go up the Town Halls.
Right.
I mean, clearly, Town Hall 7 to Town Hall 8, there's a lot more going for you for that to happen. And, a Town Hall 7 3-starring a Town Hall 8 is a lot easier to achieve than, let's say, a Town Hall 10 versus an 11 or something like that. But the chances are slimmer the higher up you go, right? But the specific case here is I'm telling the Town Hall 8 that it's possible for a Town Hall 7 to hit a Town Hall 8. And just to prove it, just to agree with your point just there, the war we just won, you said our max Town Hall 9 3-starred a max Town Hall 10.
It wasn't quite max, but it was a base that...
Did it have max Infernals?
It had max Infernals on it, yeah.
Right. So it was, some of the other defenses were not...
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, every time one of our 7s gets a max 8, or the 8 gets a max 9, or if any time one of our Town Halls gets the Town Hall above it, I'm going to take a video of it, I'm going to put it on YouTube, I'm going to have it in a specific place, and I'm going to post in chat. I'll be like, okay, you don't believe it? Here are examples of this many videos of people in our clan 3-starring a max Town Hall a level above them, and just let them go. Kick them, give them the website, and be like, go look.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it depends on the design of the base and the army you take. Sometimes it is just luck. But the point is, it's possible. You shouldn't just say, oh, it's not possible, so I'm not even gonna try. And that our demands are wildly crazy. So yeah, that would be my can't fix stupid. The guy trying to prove to me that it wasn't possible by failing his attack.
Sometimes I wish that you could just go, reach your hands through the game and strangle the person on the other side and be like, why are you so stupid? Just reach through.
And this is why we have this podcast, so we can do it verbally.
Yep.
Okay, we're coming up past an hour.
Other than that, probably come back in a week and do another one. We still have our second half of the Where Are They Now episode. Probably not next week, but eventually at some point we will do that one as well. Clan games will be over. by the time we do our next one, so we'll see if we ended up getting max points for that. Clan War Leagues will be starting right around the corner, so we'll see if our recruiting has improved at all, if we've gotten anybody in the next week to help us out with leagues. And we will, see how we're doing in war, see if there's any other events, because it is still the 8th anniversary of Clash of Clans.
Yeah.
And
I think, just on that, I think it's interesting this time around that the season pass actually doesn't finish before Clan War Leagues. I can't remember now. You know how season pass used to always finish and then leagues would start right after? Leagues actually starts before the season
10 days,
pass.
10 hours? No, it's the same.
Is it?
Yep.
I thought I saw, unless they changed it. Because I was like,
They might have changed it.
Because I did think, then there'll be lots of people that won't have their full treasuries and stuff. Because I know that people complain that, I want to put a hero down because the season pass, the season bank has cashed in and I've got all this loot. I want to put a hero down and we can't because we're doing leagues. And I did notice when it was first announced, I was like, they're not going to, have this overflowing season bank when leagues start. They must have changed it then, or I must have just.
We might not have that problem as much anymore because we've got a max 11, a max 10, and we've got 4 max 9s.
Welcome to Harder Wars. But yeah, no, we will have that problem because some of them will be like, it's time to go up Town Hall.
Well, I did. The one Town Hall 9 that we got new to the clan is Max now, and he did mention that he wants to get better at Town Hall 9 before he goes to Town Hall 10. So, because I did ask him what his plans are. I said, do you have any books saved up? Like, what's your plan? He said, well, I'm going to stay Town Hall 9 for a while. So, and I did see that he mentioned that again today. So that is good. Our Town Hall 10, if not this leagues, will be going to Town Hall 11 next leagues. That I know. Because he did say that he wanted to wait for our newer Town Hall 10 to kind of get more developed, which he already has. So our Max 10 did say he's going to Town Hall 11 soon. I don't know if he's taking both of his up, because he does have a mini in the clan, but he is taking his 10 up for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well. Some more hijinks to come then.
Yeah. But I mean, I've always said about him. I mean, he's one where he looks at the squares and he's very precise in where he puts stuff.
He's a tile kinder.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But yes, we will say goodbye for now and see you all again later.
Bye.